I finally finished this roll that I put into my sulky, so let's develop it. Let's see what the photos look like. I'm really hoping that they come out nice, because obviously everyone was like, don't get it. So there's a part of me that wants to be like, haha, see, it was a good buy. But also, I'm fine. But also there's a part of me that knows that there's a risk. It's a cheap camera for a reason. But I'm gonna develop it today. I've been developing and scanning all the film that I've had kind of outstanding, and there's been some good shots. It makes me miss the Voigtlander because I feel like I was finally really getting the hang of it, and now it is gone. But it's fine. I've had this like insatiable gear lust at the moment, and I fail. And I'm just like, I want to buy every camera, and I need to stop and actually just shoot with the cameras I have. This little Zorky has been great. Can't use the viewfinder as much as I did with the Bessa. It's just a lot smaller and it's a lot darker and it's just not quite the same. 2 for 2, she fails. She sucks. Being a bit hard on myself today, as I don't know if you can tell. I'm really hopeful that the shots on this film came out nicely. I didn't really take any photos of anything that I think are going to be groundbreaking photos. Ha! I didn't take anything that I think is going to be an exceptionally great photo, but I just want to make sure that they're exposed correctly, basically that it works. Everything else I can figure out. So let's develop this, let's see what it looks like, take it from there. Developing tank with a spool, my direct, I suppose I could cut that. Those guys, let's go! Cue the music. Always take off your smartwatch when doing dark bag changes. Lesson learned. I was like, why am I getting light leaks and stuff? Now I realized, I was like, because that lights up every time I move my hand. Take off your smartwatch. And then insert I put my sleeve in the jacket, if that makes any sense. But no light is getting into my arms because that was also happening. So that's annoying as well. Try and minimize any light anywhere, anytime. Now it just looks like I'm diddling myself. Let's go. See how quickly I can do this. You guys all get to look at my profile. Sorry. Why do I do this to myself? I just shoot digital. Then all I have to do is put in an SD card. And my photos would just be there. It would be so much easier. I wouldn't have to play with city bags. What do you think of my song? Beautiful. Wrong track. Nice light, pointless photo. My scans are coming up. Cue the 17 hours later. Should we talk about politics while I do this? This video would be very long. We can talk about my bald patch, that's exciting. Not even all the estrogen in the world undoes aging. You know what the problem is? It's my nails. My nails are the problem. Because it desensitizes the tips of your fingers. I'm struggling to feel where the tip is. I am struggling to feel the grooves of the spool. And that... Why are you backtracking? Go forward, not backward. Maybe it's because you're holding the spool backwards, Nikki. I had it backwards. Much easier if you just got it the right way around, obviously. Life is like a hurricane in a doctor. My brain is full of Disney music. That's why I'm not allowed to play music at my studio. Because it'll go from like Skindered to Rammstein to a Goofy movie to Frozen to D12. And apparently that can be quite jarring. Life is like a hurricane too. I don't know if that's the lyrics. Who's missing? This is not progressing in the spool. I want mental spindles. It would work better. Plastic is so shit now. I want to spend my money. Guys, I'm so bad at saving. I so badly want to like her. And a friend of mine recently was like, help me put money towards it. And I'm just like, don't do that. Because you'll give me money and I'll just spend it on nothing. I'm just one of those people who's just always going to be poor. And that's fine. Reach the end. Oh, my tether. Sure, other people are so cautious with their films. I wrestled it into this pool because I know I didn't get any good photos. It's done. Quickest one? Probably not. Can you leave enough? For the bin. What the fuck am I wearing? Doesn't matter. Pre-wash done. Very important to wash your pre. Very important to wash your pre. Look at this beautiful down lighting. It's so great. It makes me look amazing. But anyone who thinks I'm pretty, this is me in the worst light. So, if you still think I'm pretty now, the bald patch and the ocular backing this part of my... Basically, if you still think this is pretty now, then maybe you still think I'm pretty. Pre-wash done. I'm assuming that developers the right temperature. Not me testing to see if this camera works and then developing it in the most half-assed, half-hearted way. I'm not really in a mood to do things accurately today. It's bad, I know. I have to clean my house. I'm gonna do this, make a coffee, finish this, then clean. Go team. Please excuse my Nespresso machine. It's so fucking loud. It's obnoxious. It's almost time to see if it worked. Thank you. I really hope this works out. This has been the most tough. I've developed more rolls this week than I have in the last 2 months. I'm a little bit over it. I love the tactileness, but I enjoy doing it once and then reveling in the photos for like a month. I've just like literally been developing and processing and developing and scanning, and I'm a little bit over it. I can see why people pay still to have this done. I wouldn't even pay to have this done purely for the fact that I am broke and I would rather spend that money on more film. But I can see why people who do have money would get someone else to do all this. It's not that bad. 20 minutes of your life. And again, I know for a fact that there's nothing magical on this phone, like in terms of composition. So that was of my daughter. That is magical, but in terms of photography and street photography, this is not going to be anything special. But there'll be photos special to me, but it's more about just to see if photos come out on this phone through that camera, which they should. Shutter was going. It's just a case of whether they were exposed accurately or not. We shall have to wait and see. How much stop mixed with fixer fucks the fixer? Sam, answer that question for me. How much stop in a fix fucks the fix? Is this gonna fuck the fucking development? Needs sleep. So I may have accidentally poured a little bit of the stop into the fixer before putting the fixer into the... whatever. Whatever. It's magic. It works out all the time. It's magic. I was gonna develop it, mix a new bottle. I was going to mix a new bottle of fixer anyway after this. I don't know which is better, this or inverting. I think I prefer inverting because it feels like I'm doing something. I feel like if I'm inverting, I'm actually doing something. Problem is, the last couple of developments that I've done, I've been doing 2 rolls at a time, so the thingy, scientific term, has been really full, so it leaks everywhere. I don't like it on my hands. It really dries out my hands. So this is just less mess. But I am doing only 1 roll. Could have done 2 rolls. I do have 2. I shouldn't have enough fixer and stuff mixed for 2 rolls in this tank. Being cheap, I could have just mixed more. I made coffee though. It looks like piss, but it's an espresso coffee. It's really good. Chocolate flavor. The lighting is really bad here. And you know what the problem with making videos of my developments is? I can't play music. So normally I'm jamming, I'm like, woo! That's how I dance. Just to add to my sexiness. That's why I don't go clubbing. But because I'm talking to you guys, I'm doing this vigorously. I have no music, which I think makes me seem a little bit crazier than I am. I promise you, I'm not crazy. I asked the voices in my head. They said I wasn't, so reliable. Hi. This video will be used as a case study to explore as to why trans girls are mentally disturbed. We're not. People will say we are. And then they'll cite this video. They'll be like, but look at this one. She's crazy. Look at her sick dance moves. I make myself laugh. I don't speak Afrikaans. I speak English and bad English. You can guess what movie that's from. That reference. 10 points if you do. No Googling. That's cheating. Why is life so hard today? Fuck. I'm struggling today. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm struggling. My brain is not in a good spot today. I wanted to go ride my bike. There is a biking store outside. So, this is almost done. What am I expecting? I am expecting... The weather's been quite overcast and rainy the whole time I've been testing this camera out. So, I'm expecting lighter negatives. I did aim to shoot at an ISO of 200, so I was shooting at 250th of a second instead of 500th of a second, which is closer to the 400 ASA of the film. So technically I was shooting one stop up, down. You guys know what I'm saying. So I am expecting perfect split. Now, what I would like is I wouldn't mind darker negatives, which means they're slightly overexposed. That would then tell me that my shutter speed... What you doing, Nikki? Luckily it's fixed already. That would tell me that my shutter speed is where it needs to be. Obviously, that would tell me that my shutter speed is where it needs to be, provided I was exposing correctly. I'm pretty good with my Sunny 16 most of the time. Also, that coming from someone who has a aperture priority Nikon that she never takes off of aperture priority, and had a Voigtlander with a really good light meter on it. So I say I'm really good at Sunny 16, but I'm actually just really good at using the equipment that's in my hand. Although, that being said, the negatives that I got out of the Praktika were pretty good, and there's no light meter on that, and I never used light meter on that, and I just kind of went with Sunny 16 on that. So, based off of my last roll, which everyone tells me you're only as good as your last roll, I'm pretty good. So, what I'm hoping for is slightly darker negatives, which means I've slightly overexposed, which means the camera works properly, as it should. I'm not worried about sharpness or anything like that, because that would come down to my zone focusing. I did see somewhere that because the back of the lens is slightly longer than it normally should be, it means it's closer to the film, which means my focusing range might be off a little. I need to dive into that a little bit more, purely for the fact that I don't know if that's based on the lens that it's meant to be with, or if my Voigtlander is going to be any different to that. And is when it says it's off, is that based off of looking through the viewfinder, or based on the metering the distance on the lens? Question, because obviously I always tend to zone focus based on 1.5 meters, and then I shoot at 8 or f11. But it's because it's been overcast, I've been shooting at like 5.6 or f4, sometimes in f2.8, which obviously means I probably missed focus a fair amount. But is it off based on the back of the lens, meaning I'm thinking at 1.5, but because the lens is closer to the film, it's actually closer to 2 or closer to 1. And if that is the case, it's something like f5.6. It would mean I'm quite far off. At f8 or f11 or f16, it's fine. But how much is that going to affect at the lower stops? So many questions, so much knowledge that I do not have. Let's get the exposure right first, then we'll worry about focus. Are you all as excited as I am? This video's run for 8 minutes so far. For you, it's probably 2. But I'm excited. Go team. Does this wash it as well as inverting it 5, 10, 15 times, the Patterson method of washing? Right, 5, 10, 15 this. More questions, no answers. I like this is cute. Let's see. No words of truth. Moment of truth. Hey, what? This looks great. Irrespective of my shitty blizzard lights, cars I did, they look cool. Oh, I'm so excited. Oh, that's a vibe. Those ones I expected. It's just the lights. Even the one photo I took with the 50mm, that came through. Slick. It works. Look at my light leaks. Sweet.